Hi there everybody, and welcome back to another Blossom Crochet tutorial. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks for solid granny squares. So it is a complete tutorial start to finish on how to make some beautiful granny squares, but some little tips on a few different things to help you along the way. So at first glance these two granny squares might look quite similar, and they are obviously very similar. They've both been done in the same yarn and with the same size hook. Now this is the way I used to do my granny squares, and that is absolutely fine, and I've made many a blanket using this technique, but this is the way that I choose to do them these days. So I'll show you the one that I used to use first of all. So in the old way that I used to do my granny squares, there are a few things now that get on my nerves a little bit about them, and the first and most obvious thing being this seam here that runs all the way up the square, and that is from the chains being in the middle of a round. And so you can see you get this quite noticeable chain 3 going all the way up your squares. And again, it's not noticeable to anybody that doesn't know what they're looking at, if you know what I mean, but when you look at it yourself you can see it does stand out a little bit. So this tutorial gets rid of that joining seam completely so that you can't see it. And also something that is a major plus for me with this new tutorial is this granny square has a right and a wrong side, or a back and a front, depending how you want to look at it. So this is what would be considered the front and the right side, and this would be considered the back and the wrong side. So you've got a yes side and a no side, and so obviously when it comes to joining your squares and things, you have to make sure that you've got them all the right way. You can't mix them up or anything like that. So yeah, you've got a front and a back, and you've got the joining seam. But in this tutorial you will be shown how to make completely seamless granny squares. So you can see here, it doesn't matter which way I hold it, you cannot see where the joins in the rounds were. And also if I hold it this way and have a good look at that, and then hold it this way, it is exactly the same on both sides. There is no right or wrong side. So this tutorial will give you perfectly square, so they won't distort or twist. It will get rid of the joining seam, and it will give you a perfectly reversible granny square. So I apologise for the slightly longer intro than normal, but I wanted you to know why you would be watching the tutorial and what benefit you would get from it. But if you don't subscribe to the channel already, then do that now so that you keep up to date with all of my weekly tutorials. But we're just going to jump straight in now and crack on with this seamless, reversible, solid granny square. So obviously absolutely any yarn is fine to use, and just use whatever hook size your particular yarn recommends. So as always, you're going to start with your slip knot on your hook, and we're going to do a chain of 4. So yarn over and pull through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're then going to slip stitch into this very first chain next to your slip knot to create a circle. So insert your hook into that very first chain and then slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through that first loop and pull through that loop on your hook, and you will have a little circle to work. So you're going to chain 2 now, so 1 and 2, and that chain 2 now and throughout the whole of your project will count as your first treble. So remember, UK treble, in the US this is your double, so we're doing treble stitches for the whole thing, but just remember, if I say treble and you're in the US, I mean a double. So that chain 2 counts as our first one. And we want to do 2 more trebles into this center ring so that we have got a group of 3 together. So you'll yarn over, insert into that center ring, yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, you'll have 2 left on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is 1 treble. So we're going to do 1 more now. So again, yarn over, insert back into that center circle, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So we've got 3 trebles next to each other now. So we've got the chain 2 and then 2 ordinary trebles. Now we want to create a corner. So you want to chain 2 for your corner. It will always be a chain 2 in the corner. And then back into this ring now, we want another set of 3 trebles. So you will do 3 more trebles into your center ring, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So we've got 3 trebles there now. Next corner, so chain 2, and then you want 2 more sets of trebles. So you want 3 trebles, another chain 2, and 3 more trebles. So I'm just going to do this bit a little bit faster now. So 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, chain 2 for your corner, and then your final set of 3 trebles back into that center. 1, 2, and 3. So we have now got 4 sets of 3 trebles. Create your final corner by doing a chain 2, and then we are going to close off the round with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 2 from the beginning. So you can see here, this is our chain 2, we've got 1, and this is the second chain. So you're going to insert your hook into that second chain and slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So you should have a little mini square now. Now to make this seamless and reversible, we are going to turn and we are going to do all of our chain stitches in the corner spaces so that we don't get this line of chain 3s that runs up the middle like on this one. Okay, so to do that we are going to chain 1 and we're going to turn your square around so that you've got the back facing you, and then into this chain 2 space, the corner here, you're going to insert your hook and slip stitch so that we're working straight up from that corner. So we're going to start the round with a chain 2 as always, and then we're going to put 1 treble into this corner space. So into that chain 2 you'll do 1 more treble. So that counts as our first 2 trebles. So we only do 2 trebles in a corner space, followed by chain 2 and then 2 trebles, but that will become more obvious as we go around. So we're going to work along this edge here now, and you can see we've got 3 trebles, and you want to do 1 treble into the top of each stitch. So make sure you get that V on the top there. So you should have 3 trebles. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 in every single stitch across, and then in the corner space you put 2 trebles, 1, 2. So that is one side completed. We're going to create the new corner space now by doing a chain 2, and then back into that same corner space we're going to start the next side. So we're going to do 2 trebles back in that space, and then 1 treble in every stitch. So 1, 2 and 3, and then again 2 trebles in that corner space. You're going to chain 2 to make your new corner, and then again back into that corner space you'll start your next side with 2 trebles, and then again 1 treble in the top of every stitch, and 3, and then 2 trebles in your corner. I might as well just stick with you now and finish off. Chain 2, and final side we're going to do our 2 trebles back in that corner space, and then again you have got 3 trebles to work into the top of. 1, 2, third one can be a little bit tricky, but you can see there is the gap at the top of the stitch there to work into, and 3, and then obviously we need to finish this corner off. We've done the first half of the corner, but we need to finish it off on the other half with 2 trebles into the corner space, 1 and 2, and then never forget to do your final chain 2 to create the next corner space, and then slip stitch to the top of that beginning chain 2. So we've got 1, 2, so slip stitch to the top to close off this round. So that is the end of round 2. So I will do one final round with you now, just so that you can hopefully make sure that you have got the technique absolutely down, and then you'll be able to carry it on or rewind should you need to. So to start every new round you're going to chain 1 and turn your work and slip stitch back into your corner space. Chain 2, which always counts as your first treble, and then put 1 treble into that chain space. So that is the start of every single row, and then you'll work 1 treble into the top of every single stitch from the previous row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then again 2 trebles in the corner, 1 and 2, and that is your next side complete. Chain 2 and then your 2 trebles back in your corner space, and then again every stitch along you'll pop in a treble. So you should be able now to complete the rest of this round. Pause or rewind if you need to, and then I will join you again in just a moment and we will close off the round once more. So I'm finishing off my final corner space with my final 2 trebles, my chain 2, and then a slip stitch to the top of that beginning chain from the start of the round. And there is a 3rd round completed. So like I say, you should now be able to continue that pattern to make these squares however large you like. And do remember to check all of the information in the description box for joining tutorials and things like that as well. But I really do hope that you have enjoyed this solid granny square tutorial. And remember to subscribe and to give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. But thanks as always for following along, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.